Everybody live. How's everybody doing since the last time we spoke? I hope you're living your dreams and working forward to the next dream ahead. Because we've been talking a lot about the legacy last week and did some nice posts over the week from the team putting some good stuff out there. Legacy is a good thing, and I want to just say one thing before we get started. Happy Father's Day. I hope everybody had a great, not Father's Day, Valentine's Day, with your loved ones, whether it was a spouse or a family member or just a good friend. Valentine is a very important part of our lives to reconnect to the heart, so to say. I was just talking to my wife a little bit ago, who was talking about how great it is to laugh, and she was laughing so well that it brought me back to the good old days. And what I want to talk about now is wave at her and say Happy Valentine's Day, honey. I love you. Thanks for all your hard work. And I want to touch base on a couple of things that I wanted to share. And this one is really interesting. It made me think about some stuff. Let's see. I put down some notes, and it was something we touched base on Bennie Unfiltered's Facebook page and Instagram. Love doesn't make the world go round. Love is what makes the ride worthwhile. That was by Franklin P. Jones. What a great thing to say. And it really has a lot of meaning to it. And it means a lot to me to do that. So what I want to say is I'm looking at my wife right now. She's telling me something. I'm going to bring her on the stage. So anyways, I'm going backwards to where we got started at here. Because now we have live being live. So as a business opportunity, as an entrepreneur, don't ever forget where you come from. And sometimes, what's that saying goes where they don't let them see you sweat. Because we're always going to run into challenges, and you got to defeat everything that comes your way that's negative. Positive affirmations to yourself is what really sticks out in the world of entrepreneurism to become a successful business person. And I mean that. If you got it just handed to you, or it's something that you are successful having, or did you earn it with passion, integrity, character, and all those principles that I talked about on the show since we got the beginning. And for me, and being a coach now, it's about learning from those around us and always remain teachable. And you got to have experiences to get there. If you don't, then there's some problems. Because if you go chasing the dreams, you'll find motivation. That's a perfect example of why don't give yourself any reason to go chase after dreams, because you're not going to find it like that. It's wrong. You got to go after the motivation part that is the chase. So always stay focused, motivated, and stay true to who you are. Because if you take a chance on your dreams, who knows where you're going to end up. And I mean that. So don't always be taking the chase route, okay? You know where you'll end up. And those are the lessons and lessons and learning that we're always going to be faced with if we continue to chase after something because of fears. Always be mindful and thankful of everything that you do. So you want to be relaxed. Taking a deep breath. and not worrying about the things that are around you. That's why I wanted to start this up a little bit better than the normal, hey, this is Benny with Unfiltered. We can always be sidetracked, and I'll talk about that towards the end about um, the pickers that we know of to exist in our life. We got to take a moment to really, really be in that moment. Because, like I talked about last week, don't be so satisfied with certain things that you think is just going to happen. You got to get off the couch and go make it happen. Don't chase it, but go after the dream that you have right here and right here. And the people in your circle that is real small will keep you on track as you do them. It's a team playing effort to get to our dreams. Don't be sitting back saying, I could have, I should have, I could have been a contender. No, you are a contender. This is 2021 right now. I'm in the ring knocking out dreams. And I'm going to go after the dreams and wear the crown belt. Wow, wow. In the first round. Because I'm going to 2022 for the next dream. And then some. So don't look back unless you're looking at where you're going and where you've been to get where you're at. That's where Bennie Unfiltered comes in with coaching and experiences. Not because I just got an experience from somebody else's story. It was my experience that got me where I'm at and where I'm at today. COVID angry ain't existing in this room. It's about those around us that might need our help if they did catch something that'll get them healthier and stay home to remain healthier and still live your dream. Whether you're not feeling well or not. Don't push them away and don't push them away. Remain teachable and have a goal of living the dream healthy. No time for the pickers out there and the COVID angriness that comes along with so many things. I was just talking to my producer and his wife a couple of days ago about how last week's show really did have an impact on their lives as well as my own, because I'm not just out this message. I'm going to practice what I preach. And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't always like that. Sounded good, but I thought maybe I wasn't listening to myself enough. After my accident, it hit me on the head. No tendon needed there. That was kind of funny. It was an eye-opening and a knock on the nugget to take this serious and listen and clear it out a little bit to the message that has been given to me to listen to and to live that dream. You got to take a deep breath and rejoice the blessings and be grateful and thankful to even be alive to experience them so you can leave the legacy to your family. Now, talking to my producer and his wife, it was really interesting because their daughters are amazing, super talented at a very young beginning stages of maturity into young adolescents, young women. And they're very talented. I mean, from music to art. They've done really well with teaching their children how to keep your cool, sort of say, with integrity that comes along with the values of being a family that's out to get the dream. Because 2021 is everybody's. Let's live it, because I know I'm going after it. I'm going to own 2021 like it's no tomorrow. And I'll carry the crown. But I'll also be very grateful and humble to have something as joyous as that and to be up in there And I ain't gonna name any names, but I don't need any picarators to be Don King up in my ring. Period. Okay? So take this serious, you guys. When I was talking to my friends about their children getting ready to start back up in school, with everything starting to happen with COVID and things that have been discovered with, medicine or whatnot. And we got to take this to the top. Life is history's. Don't erase it. Just because history has certain things about it that none of us like or might be ashamed of because it might have been a heritage or a family legacy of its own, it still existed. It's something to learn from. I'm going to learn from history more than not knowing about any of it and just following this controlled type of situation with no feeling at all. Come on, you guys, this is serious. Be very respectful and be very kind without having your perception of somebody be other than what it really isn't, except for the goodness. Open up the door for the person. If they aren't saying thank you, don't get ticked off about it. You opened up the door. You weren't trying to get anything back from that except for something good. And that person just might had a bad day or something terrible has happened that they just weren't even thinking until they got home and said, man, I wish I would have known that guy that opened up the door for me earlier. I kind of just ignored it. I was in my own head. So take time to be outside of your own head once in a while. And instead of being successful at certain things when it comes to material idols, be successful because you're taking others in front of you. Selfless rather than selfish goes a long way to being an entrepreneur. And the legacy in 2021 that Bennie Unfiltered is going after, and I'm going to teach my children, my grandchildren, and my adopted children how to live that life by making their choices wisely. That's how you become successful, and that's how you get to play the guitar and go skating on your longboards or hitting it good somewhere else. Success is your dream, so live it and have them. So sit back, open up your mind to whatever surrounding you have to getting there, because sometimes we don't get there by ourselves. So make sure that you circle yourself around those that aren't the energy vampires. Be very, very responsible, but very be very wise and pay attention to your surroundings, because sometimes people will pull you in for their own benefit, and that's the hard part of getting to where you're going in your dream, because there's always going to be challenges that come your way when you get there. Trust me when I say this. That's why we talked about it last week, about taking the time to separate the business over the family, because there's a time that you need to eat, sleep, and be with your family, and then you clock back in. But enjoy it, because you're not going to enjoy it by yourself, worried about how you're going to keep it in the faces that are very happy to have those things. They rather have their dad or their mom next to them than everything that you're working for. But don't be scared to work for it. It's yours. It's Benny with Unfiltered. I'm going to head out here. I want to touch on a couple more things. And one of them is You can't change the energy of vampires, but you can change how they affect you. Set the boundaries and keep them out of your circle, like I just said. We don't drink the Pickerade around here. You hear me? That's a ninja talking. Also, and this is what I'm leaving this with, time to take the step. Doing nothing equates to nothing. No forward progress. Take your action. And trust me, if you take your action, you do your studying, you think up in here, and you have that circle around you, that's the action you take. There'll be harder times that you struggle with that. I know I have, and still sometimes do. Being a people pleaser ain't always what is up to bat for. But it's who you are in a quality performance of where you're at successfully. Has a lot to do with why you have the right people in the right seats around you. Because you can't always do it by yourself, especially when you get to a place where you're constantly on the go, go, go. Those are where the challenges are there. If you have a meeting to go to it and be on time. Because if you're late, not only are you pissed off at yourself for being late, you done made the people that you're going to see late for their next one themselves because of something that you brought to the table. So always remain teachable and give notification that you're running late for something instead of not. And just be there and learn why you had to be 10 minutes earlier getting out the door. You're going to be successful and you're going to speak it into the world and make it existent. Because being in the moment is better than being in the past. And it definitely ain't going to be stuck on the future when it ain't already there yet. Because you will get there, but be in this moment. And give it back. If you don't, I might not learn nothing to get better at the team that I play with. And that's 2021 with my higher power. This is Benny with Bennie Unfiltered. I rambled on enough, but it was good to see everybody. Stay safe, healthy. Summer's coming, spring's coming. Before summer, get ready. I'm in Minnesota where it gets cold, but I'm going to be ready to jump in my pool because I'm living the dream to 2021 and much more. I've got all kinds of people coming on the show to share those experiences. Stay connected to your community. And remember, unity is community, just like community is unity to living the dream. This is Benny with Bennie Unfiltered. Check us out on Instagram, any of the Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, or check us out on the website. I'm ready to get into the ring and teach you what I've done to stay in it. Talk to you next week. Stay cool. I'm looking forward to the rest of those mails coming through. Thank you for your success. Go live it. It's yours. Bennie Unfiltered. We'll talk soon. Live your dream.